Today I wanted to go through our new data collection rig that we've developed this season. Part of the technology that we've developed, it was super important to us that we created it so it was simple, easy to use for farmers, and it fit onto existing gear. Here we have a Polaris Ranger. All we've done is we've developed a technology stack that just bolts onto the back of it. So it's a standard mount. We've drawn it all up. It's production ready so that we can multiply this rig 3, 4, 10, 20 times. It's a very simple design. It is fully waterproof, all of the technology that we've strapped onto this rig. It's all off-the-shelf technology. We've programmed it and we've modified that tech to work in the specific way we need to ensure that the data we collect is fully accurate. So we have a LiDAR here which is used for canopy density and for tree row volume calculations to facilitate spraying decisions. We have a camera that looks both left and right, so we have 2 cameras on the rig and that looks at the entire tree as we drive past. Inside this box we have a strobe light, or 2 strobe lights, one that faces each way, that illuminates that entire tree as we take a photo to ensure the consistent brightness in the image. And then on the front here we just have a GPS. It's a precision GPS. It's an RTK GPS with high precision and some smart filters on board to ensure that even in GPS denied environments we still have high accurate localization and positioning. Everything else we've designed here is super simple. It's a frame that just bolts directly onto a Polaris. It's all drawn up and it's ready to be scaled. So this can be easily replicated multiple times. We've also drawn up an electrical schematic of a wiring loom that can just bolt directly on. It just zip ties onto the rig, goes to the battery. And then inside this toolbox here is the compute platform that actually not only controls the cameras and the LiDAR and it takes all the data input, it also in real time as we're running through the orchard processes and outputs a stage map. Once you're finished doing the data collection for the block, you can pull up and you can view the flowering stage of the entire orchard right there from the Polaris. Right, so now we're in the rig. I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to run up and down the orchard rows here and get a flower stage map. So what we're going to do is I've started the systems up on the iPad here. I can just hit start at the top and that means our session started and we're ready to record. Everything green at the top here means that we're ready to go. So let's do it. Oops. So as we start to drive through here, you'll see some graphs turn up in the bottom left-hand corner. And that's actually real-time flower stage distribution for each tree as we're driving along. So you can see down here, there's the top and bottom, and the graph is indicating both the top and the bottom for the left-hand side. And you can see that we're sitting around that full bloom mark as rough. I can jump over here to the simple web page and you'll see the images actually come through as we're driving. And the graphs at the top here again indicate the flowering stages of these trees or these images as we drive through the block. So both sitting around that full bloom 50% mark. So as we're driving through the orchard here, we actually get a really good indication of where the block's up to just by looking at these graphs here. At the end of this block, or when we're finished scanning here, we'll actually show you how easy it is to output this data straight to the system or straight to the server so that we can actually view the entire block as a stage map and then make our spraying decisions based off that. So we'll just get into it and we'll just run up and down these blocks quickly and we'll show you how easy it is. Righto, so we're just doing our last row now. We're just doing a sample of this orchard block here, so I think we've just done about 6 or 8 rows. And we just want to get an indication of where this block is up to. So as we come to a stop here at the end of the block, I'll show you how easy it is to get the data. So we can jump back to our home screen here. And as it pops up, you'll see that we're finished processing all of our images. We've just captured about 500 different trees. We just hit stop now, and we're going to send our shapefiles directly to the server. We click that, and it's as easy as that. That information is now actually available in our decision support tool. So I can now just go into select block, jump into G4, And we can see straight up here the information. So we want to click on today's date up the top here, the 13th of the 10th. Just let that load into flowering stage map. And then what we have here is a map. And I can just turn this, I'll just turn this sideways just so it's a little bit easier to view. You can see here the colours are from king bloom through to petal fall. And what we're actually seeing here is a percentage past king bloom. So red indicates 0% king bloom and 100% represents 100% king bloom through to the blue. So you can see we've sort of got a few yellows and some light greens. So as I slide this bottom scale on, I'll just move my finger out of the road. As I slide this along, you'll see some data points down in this bottom map here disappear. And right there we're sitting, if my top finger's sitting at about 75% king bloom, which or onwards. So that means that this block here that we've just scanned is well and truly king bloom or onwards. So now we've had a look at this block and we're pretty comfortable with where we are. We can actually just create a spray map directly from our iPad or tablet or laptop. So if you look in here, we can see dark green and light green, which indicates the top and the bottoms of the trees. So if I just zoom in here, you can see the dark green is the bottom of the trees and the light green is the top of the trees. So we can just make a spray map by saying, what do we actually want on the top? Well, let's spray 60% king bloom onwards on the top, and let's spray 80% or 90% on the bottom. So then what's left here, the green bits are the areas of the orchard we would actually spray, and the red bits here indicate the areas we would leave. That means that they're outside of this window and we don't actually want to spray them today. The other option we have here is the ability to change our rates for the top and the bottom of the trees. So if your bottoms were heavier or your tops were heavier, you could actually apply a different litres per hectare onto the canopy. So for example, today I only want to spray 500 litres per hectare on the tops. So I can just go and enter that. And then I just scroll down the bottom here, export that as a shapefile, and the output of that can get loaded directly into the sprayer via a USB thumb drive. It is that simple. This technology is here, it's available, and we've proven we can do it.